Welcome to Fit to Read. Today we're starting off with the Bravest Warriors 2014 Annual #1, which I don't know why they even labeled them #1 since all annuals are #1 now. But anyway, I'm a big fan of the Bravest Warriors cartoon series on YouTube, so I thought, yeah, I'd pick up comics here and there about it. And then I saw that there's going to be a special one of this over at Hot Topic for $5.50 with a special cover. And I gotta say, it was packaged quite nice, because when you get there, you just have the cover and the actual label of the books on the back. And not only that, but it's sort of shrink wrapped, and there's a piece of cardboard in the center to keep it nice and straight for you. So they keep it in good quality there. And then I started reading it, and well, this is sort of like all the Adventure Time annuals that have been coming out too. Just a bunch of short stories, probably with a theme that connects them all. But everything's done by different writers and different artists. Some of the stories seem like that they had a few things cut short, like maybe a few sentences here or there. And then again, they got a lot of stories in one book. I must say that it's a cute book somewhat, especially since the whole theme of it is Catbug. Amazing character. But it's a bit less than what I was hoping for. Well, quite a bit less. I understand the $5.50 price tag for being a Hot Topic exclusive and the nice condition it was kept, but there isn't really much in there. The first story is pretty much a whole A is for yada yada, so they go through almost the whole alphabet. Almost the whole alphabet, so it stops before it gets to the end, so it's like that you feel a little cheated, or at least I do. Moving on, we're going to be looking at Night of the Living Deadpool #2. Again, this is a $4 issue, and I picked it up because it had the bonus digital issue. So it's 2 issues in 1 of the same story. Anyway, I am really liking this little mini-series here. Everything is all black and white still, except for Deadpool, and it really shows Deadpool as more of a human being. He still only has the one voice that comes out of his mouth, but he's fighting zombies to take care of the last surviving people around him, since he is the last superhero. He has great concern, he does sacrifices for them, and he does what's best for the group, mainly them. I'm really intrigued. I like all the little nods to everything else that's zombies that they do, and I just want to see more of this. With that said, here's some nitpicks. Not every time when we see the zombies do we hear them talk, which I think would have been a nice little thing where we just hear their sad stories or woes when the zombies come around. And also seeing that how Deadpool only has one voice and that he's acting pretty sane. Like, he does all of his little quips and jokes to throw off his enemies, but now he's just trying so hard just to lighten the mood of the people around him that I could just sort of see that this is all going to be inside Deadpool's head, or maybe he's shooting a movie or something, because this can't be proper continuity, I think. Not even for offshoots. It's going to be like a what-if joke story instead of an actual what-if story. Unlike Marvel Zombies or something like that. So, yeah, as much as I'm loving this series, I'm afraid that this is just going to be a big joke in the end. But that's still, I think, 2 issues away, so in the meantime, I can enjoy this ride, as the next issue appears to be a blast from where this issue left off. Moving on to Empire of the Dead #1. I finally decided to pick this up since it was a $1 digital download, and I gave it a read. I've flipped through it before in the comic shops, and what I've looked at discouraged me from picking it up, especially at the pricey price tag. But I finally got it, I read it, and I sort of like it. The art style is quite nice mostly throughout, but there are some parts where it really seems like the whole scribbly mess that the Silent Hill or the first Dead Space comics had as artwork style. But besides that, you can still make things out pretty well. Sometimes it's a little hard to see which character's which when they're not looking at you, or if one's a zombie if he's standing next to another from a certain angle. The writing is somewhat nice, very reminiscent of Land of the Dead, the movie, but I can't help but feel that there's been some parts that are cut out, like this is a TV edit version after many showings instead of the theatrical version, uncut version. It's like some sentences are sort of building off stuff that haven't been said or wasn't even implied before, and seems like that some words got cut out here and there, so when one conversation leads to the next panel, it's sort of like a bit of time had passed and you're just trying to keep up. I was enjoying it quite a bit up until the last couple pages, when if you actually look at the cover, you can see it right there. that looks like vampires is introduced. I can't be too sure if it's vampires really, or maybe a new breed of zombie, but I'm sort of cautious, because vampire chocolate does not go well with my zombie peanut butter. Lastly is Sonic Universe issue 60. Quite a bit of backstory going on in here as we learn more about the Black Arms and what they've been doing, and we get to see some awesomeness from Rouge, Omega, and the Spider Team. I really like Spider Team in this because they are armored soldiers who are not the main heroes, but they are holding their own. Much better than those AIs from the Halo games. Probably even better than some of the AIs in the Gears of War also. Omega gets to do what he loves, and Rouge does what she can to keep everything together. Meanwhile, Shadow faces his evil doppelganger of the Black Arms, and then he is eventually turned. By force, of course, because we all know, well, if you've played the game, you know that he's destined to be a good guy. The artwork is very beautiful. The story is gripping me quite a bit. I love that we're seeing more of the Black Arms comet and the species in comic book form. I can't wait to read the other 2 issues in this story, and I just hope that we get to see the Black Arms as a recurring villain from now on. Especially, well, not especially, but including the doppelganger Eclipse. So with all that said, I say definitely check out the Night of the Living Deadpool number 2 after you get number 1, and also Sonic Universe 60 after you get 59. As for the Bravest Warriors, it seems like it's not going to be connected at all with any other issues like other annuals with Adventure Time, so that's probably a pass. And as for Empire of the Dead, go into it cautiously, and I just good luck with that. I'll keep my eyes open and ears, see what happens there. So thank you for checking out Fit to Read, and ta-ta!